Ebook Successful Authors podcast. And with me today, I have a person that I have been following for years. And I saw her when she made her first $10,000 month. And then I saw her when she made her first $30,000 month. And I said, oh, I got to get her on the podcast before she goes to the top and won't talk to me anymore. So let me introduce her to you, the #1 mom blogger in the world.
Oh,
I have
Eric.
none other than Suzi from Start a Mom Blog. Hi, Suzi.
Hi, Eric. It's an honor to be on your podcast.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And I'm so glad you're here because I got so much stuff to ask you. And I started following you a long time ago. And well, you know what? Let's just have you say it. Where did you start, and why did you start blogging?
Sure, of course. So, Eric, I started blogging. Golly, I've been creating websites for the last 10 years
Hmm.
where I was coding and creating websites in college. Then, after college, I graduated, worked for amazing companies like Walt Disney World and General Electric.
Hmm.
Um, then I had my first baby
Oh.
and I wanted to be home with her. And maternity leave in America is very restrictive. It's only 3 months. So after 3 months, I wasn't ready to go back to work. So
Hmm.
I quit my job and I started thinking about how can I take my skills and make money from home. So I first started trading stocks. I started selling arts and crafts. And then
Oh,
finally I
sorry. You created stocks?
no, I sold
Oh,
stocks. Yeah.
online?
Online, it was highly unsuccessful.
Yeah. So you had a website, or what was it?
No, just trading stocks like
Oh,
the
I
normal.
see. Yeah, stock picker and yeah, day trading. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was terrible.
Did you
I
go the
tried.
Bitcoin route?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I
And
did
then what?
not. Then I tried different things to kind of make money from home while I was with my daughter, and I finally started blogging,
Hmm.
and I started a small kind of lifestyle blog for Catholic parenting,
Hmm.
and started making money with that. And then I
Cool.
started teaching my friends how to do it too, and
So
they
who was
started.
you? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Who was your first teacher, or what did you do? You just Googled it, how to start a blog,
yeah, I just Googled.
and then
Yeah, there's so much on Google and on YouTube that you can get for free.
yeah.
So, if you have the time and the willingness to kind of dig deep and go through all the free material, then you can build a really good blog. So, kind of did that.
Hmm.
Then started helping my friends. They would come over to my house and I would help them build their blogs too. And my neighbors started making $10,000 a month. And I'm like, wow,
Nice.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So then I started my teaching blog, startamomblog.com. And now it's been about 3.5 years that I have that blog, and I have over 50,000 students.
Wow.
And I retired my husband from his corporate job.
You retired your husband. That sounds so cool. I
I did.
retired him. It's like a Terminator or something.
Yes. I
Awesome.
retired him so he can help me raise these three beautiful kids that we have and work from home with me.
So cool. But I still have to get back to the very beginning because it's easy to Google stuff and then go astray and find the
Yeah.
wrong stuff. So, what was your first resource?
Golly. Um, golly, I mean, I was a stay-at-home mom, or I
Hmm.
am, and I
Hmm.
had time just to kind
Yeah.
of tinker around.
Okay.
I would just Google how to start a blog, how to get traffic to
Wow.
my blog, what
But
to
there's
blog
nobody
about.
that shines out in your memory like Pat Flynn or I don't know.
Probably Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn most likely, and Neil Patel. Oh, I
Oh
love those
yeah.
two
Okay. Yeah, I know them too. Yeah. Well, I don't know them personally, but yeah,
guys.
two big guns, big guns. I remember Pat Flynn. He started out making 8 grand with his PDF for how to, take the architecture test and all that. But yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff. So okay, that makes sense now because I mean, if you just go to Google, I mean, there's so much stuff now, and
Mhm.
really,
Yeah, you can kind of get lost if you don't just choose one teacher and go with one
yeah.
teacher. It's helpful to find one role model that you go with. Otherwise, you're going to
Hmm.
be bouncing around between everybody.
Exactly. And so this is really cool because you started teaching your friends at home, and
Hmm.
and then they started making more money than you.
Well, yeah, they started making really good money. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then let me let me teach more people and help more of them.
Okay, so
Because
yeah, go ahead.
Because as stay-at-home moms, like we want to contribute back to our families. We want to help our husbands with carrying the burden of the finances. So
Mhm.
it's such an outlet for moms to be able to do something from home.
Okay, so I really want to focus on that beginning. For all the newbies out there that have never started a blog, what's your best tip for them? How to start it right?
Golly, the best way to start a blog is just to go ahead and start.
Hmm.
I think so many people get stuck between trying to launch the perfect blog and to make it look beautiful.
Hmm.
And people spend too much time tinkering with their colors and their logos.
Hmm.
Um,
Like
I don't
me.
even have, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't even have a logo, and the blog is doing well. So some things are the essential things are creating content and promoting it.
Hmm.
So that's what I would focus on if I would restart.
Yeah, that's because your blog and it's so rich with resources. You have the start a
Thanks,
blog
Eric.
plan. Yeah, you have the excellent excellent free stuff, excellent PDFs, and the printables. That's one of my things too, is printables,
Yeah,
and
there's so
so that's why I have to remember that a lot of beginners are listening, so I can't just geek out right away, you know. And
right. Yeah,
so
I saw you had a fantastic printable on the side of your blog. It looked great.
which one's that?
What is
The
it?
one at the very top, the burning fist?
Yes, that one.
Ah, yeah, yeah, that's my new one. Yeah, yeah, the power to publish. Yeah.
That one in the 7-day challenge. I love that one too.
Oh, cool. Thank you. That's just actually a poster for the course, actually. Maybe I'll make a printable out of it. Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you. So let's get back to you. Let's tell us about your first 10K month. How did you do that?
Oh boy. So I launched my blog on January 16th, 2016.
Okay.
After kind of working on it on the back end for a couple months and then launching it on that day.
Hmm.
And then a year later, I
Hmm.
made $10,000 in my first month or in a month.
Nice. Was that
It
a
was
big launch or how was that?
no, it was just the timing of kind of the time of the year.
Uh-huh.
Uh, when you think about January, it's
Hmm.
a time when people start new hobbies, they start new goals. A lot of people go back and get gym memberships because they start a new fitness routine.
Hmm.
And also, a lot of people go back and think, like, okay, this is the year I'm going to start a blog. So, January
Hmm.
is a good month for the new hobbies, new venture blogs out there. So, that's why my blog did so well in that month. I
Hmm.
also had all my products set up. I had my ebooks and my
Hmm.
courses. So all the
Hmm.
traffic that I was getting, I was able to convert it into
Hmm.
customers.
Oh, you just hit two big, massive keywords that I want to dive into, traffic and conversions. But first of all, so was it your products or affiliate products in that first 10K?
That first 10K, probably about 60% my products and 40% affiliates.
Excellent, excellent. Sounds good. So, okay, traffic and conversions.
Mhm.
I saw a lot of your stuff about Pinterest. Is that your number one? I remember, I think one of your quotes was your most of your traffic will probably come from Pinterest in the beginning, and then
Yes.
later on you SEO or something like that. Is that
Yes, you are so correct, Eric.
okay?
In the beginning, because my audience, I have a very female, women focused audience. A lot of them are on Pinterest.
Hmm.
And Pinterest is easy to get traffic from because all you need to do is create a beautiful image and put it on Pinterest and link back to your blog.
Okay, wait a
So
second, wait a second. But is it really that easy? Because I heard about group boards and Tailwind and IFTT and stuff like that.
yeah, so there's multiple ways where you can take your pin. You can pin it to your own boards. You can pin it to group boards. You can pin it to tribes, which is part of the Tailwind. It's a program that allows you to kind of pin automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different ways that you can pin to Pinterest and different places in Pinterest to pin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but essentially, it's creating a beautiful marketing image and putting it on different groups or different boards in Pinterest to get those people to see your pin and come back
Mm-hmm.
to your blog.
But when you can't pin, well, I think you shouldn't pin to multiple boards at the same time, right? Because then you get your pin shows up like 5 times in your own feed and it looks dumb, right?
Yes, yes. So you want to, that's why programs like Tailwind works well,
Uh-huh.
because they drip your content out. So you can say, my pin needs to go to these 5 boards, but Tailwind, can you pin it for me over the next 5 days? So I
Hmm.
don't have to log into my computer and manually do it.
Hmm.
You can definitely do it manually in the beginning when you don't want to invest more money in your blog. But if you
Yeah.
have a little bit of money to spend, you can invest in Tailwind or use some kind of programs like IFTTT that can
Hmm.
help you pin automatically, um, to get your pins on Pinterest, but not bombard Pinterest all at once.
So, can you just give us a global view of the strategy? Do you pin it all to your own boards, or you just
Oh,
hit?
yeah.
But what do? You do your board and then another group board, or 5 to 1, or how is it?
So say, for example, I create a new post.
Yeah.
I would create 2 or 3 pin images for that post, not
Okay.
just one, because I want to have more marketing material to go out. So I
Okay.
would create, for example, 3 pins for that post.
Okay.
I would put them in the post, or I could pin directly on Pinterest. But I would
Hmm.
first pin to the most relevant my own board that I have on Pinterest. So,
Hmm.
say for example, it's a pin about how to be a better parent. I
Okay.
would pin that pin onto a board that's all about parenting or how to be a good parent or a good mom.
Right.
And then maybe the next day, I would pin it to one of my other group or my other personal boards that's also relevant to that
Mhm.
pin. So, say, for example, how to be a happy mom, and I would pin that there. Then
Okay.
on the third day, I would start pinning it to group boards that are as relevant as I can get them to that pin. Because the first time you pin to Pinterest, you're telling Pinterest that this pin is about this topic. So if you pin something from parenting to a food blog, you're going to confuse Pinterest. So you
Yeah.
want to pin a parenting thing to a parenting blog, and kind of drip it throughout the week to different boards,
Hmm.
and then come back the next month. You can either change the description of the pin or change the image and redo the cycle again.
Interesting. So, but if you've had 2 to 3 images already, then you're talking about another 2 to 3 images for the next month.
Exactly. And you can even do, so say for example, you have 3 images, you can
Yeah.
pin all 3 of those images to your most relevant group board or personal board. And then
Hmm.
the next day to another relevant personal board. Because you have 3 images, they're all going to the same post, but
Yeah.
they look different in the feed. So it
Yeah.
doesn't look like you're bombarding or spamming.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. And so group boards are still working because I always hear that, oh, Pinterest doesn't like that anymore, stuff like that. Because remember, they closed down Board Booster. So,
Mm-hmm. They
so
did.
now basically all that's left is Tailwind, I think. And so group boards still work.
They don't work as well as they used to,
Ah.
but the positive is that personal boards work better,
Oh,
which is something that you have complete control over. You
your
can
own? You
create
mean your own
yeah,
boards?
your own boards.
Really?
Yeah, they work really well. So create really specific personal boards with good descriptions and good keywords in the titles,
Mm-hmm.
and then pin relevant pins to those your own personal boards,
Mm-hmm.
and then pin them to group boards. But actually, like personal boards are doing very well.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you for that. Tell us about Tailwind a little bit, because I'm getting ready to dive into that, but I'm just don't know how to use it. It's I heard a tribe's supposed to be really good, and so I got my free month or whatever. I got my free profile in, and I'm ready to dive in. So what would you suggest first?
Ali, Tailwind works really well if you have a lot of pins. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
just starting, you can manually pin your 5 or 10 pins that you have. If
Mm-hmm.
you have 10, 20, 30, 40 pins,
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard to go manually pin them all. So
Right.
that's when Tailwind comes in. You can schedule it to your own personal boards. You can create group boards, like lists. You can create lists of your own personal boards and lists of group boards. And then you can take that pin and cycle it through the list of your own personal boards. And then it goes through the list of group boards. So Tailwind helps you just pin while you're on vacation or while you're doing something else on your blog or
Mm-hmm.
while you're recording a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Tailwind can still pin for you. So it's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not,
Hmm.
it just saves you that time from
Hmm.
manually pinning.
But what about tribes? I heard well, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons to use Tailwind is because of the tribes feature.
Tribes are great, and it's kind of the same thing again, like the group boards. If you get onto a great group board,
Hmm.
that's helpful. And same thing with tribes. If you get onto a good tribe that's active and repinning each other's pins, then it's helpful to do that.
So when you pin to a tribe, you're pinning to a separate board, or is that a board on your own or something that's also in the tribe? I don't get it.
I think it's on Tailwind. It's a tribe. That's where they pin it. And then
Aha.
from there, people pick it off the tribe board and put it onto Pinterest.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Hmm. Interesting indeed.
It is.
Okay. So is that one of your recommended strategies?
I don't dabble that much in tribes. Every now and then I would try them out. But
Hmm.
honestly, Eric, what I found lately
Hmm.
is just uploading the pin directly to Pinterest,
Hmm.
even skipping Tailwind and all the fancy tools.
Hmm.
And maybe this is a good thing for your readers to hear.
Yeah.
Just directly putting it on Pinterest and pinning it to your own personal board has done really well for me.
Interesting. So you're talking about not even going to your blog and pinning the pin, but going to Pinterest and uploading directly to Pinterest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought that was like not good because you want it to link to your blog and all that, and then they see that it's a rich pin from your blog.
Well, if you upload it manually to Pinterest, you do put your link in, so it does link back to your blog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
I do that, and if that pin does really well, then I'll go add that image to my blog.
And
But
yeah, cool. Interesting because I heard that you want rich pins, and you only get that if you if you have a business account and you go to your blog and link from there, I think.
golly, I think like even if I manually upload it, it's still going to be a rich pin because it sees my
Ah, okay.
blog is verified. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that was Pinterest, and you think that Pinterest is going to be the first stop or the main source of traffic, and then what?
And then SEO, but SEO takes about a year to pick up.
Yeah, but so this is the thing I have a problem with. I think you need to start with SEO because you can't just plug it in later, because it's
Right,
also a
right.
way of thinking and working. So what do you think?
Yes. It's that catch 22. So you have to write posts in a well SEO'd format
Hmm.
and then know that the traffic is not going to come from SEO in the beginning, but these posts are they kind of like they're hatching or they're in their what do you call it when somebody's cooking? I guess they're cooking, right?
Yeah.
So you have to put the right ingredients in, you have to use the right key terms and the right kind of structure for the SEO
Hmm.
post, but they're not going to be done and ready to eat until a year later.
Yeah.
So in that meantime, you can create good pins on Pinterest and get Pinterest traffic, and then eventually your SEO traffic is going to pick up.
Yeah, I can attest to that. It's so funny. I get mails from people sometimes. Hey, I just discovered your page, and would you like to link to my resources and all that? And then I look, and it's a page that I don't even have on my blog anymore, but Google picked it up. You know,
Yeah. Wow.
so yeah, so I'm going to look at that page again, and and since it's ranking and people are asking me about it. Um, so okay, so and what is now that you're kind of advanced,
Oh,
uh,
thank you.
what is your number one traffic now?
SEO now.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
Mr. Google.
Mr. Google. I
Oh
love
no.
Mr. Google and I hope he loves me back.
Isn't it awesome? Yeah, once that one of those pages is ranking, it's like, yeah, I dig it too.
Right. And
Um,
then you just cross your fingers, it doesn't unrank.
well, yeah, I'm sure don't put all your eggs in one basket. So
Hmm.
yeah.
That's why I'm still working on my Pinterest and especially my email list as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. So tell us about. Well, no, let's not jump to conversions yet. Have you have you tried paid advertisement like Facebook ads?
Hmm. I did. I believe it was last, gosh, was it 2018? Yeah, 2018 for about 3 or 4 months. I ran Facebook ads.
And good, bad?
Yeah, it was fantastic
And then why did you stop?
because I got lazy
Okay.
because the ads were doing very well
Hmm.
and we were just throwing more money into the ads
Hmm.
and I was neglecting blogging on my blog. I was
Ah,
connecting, creating content. I was not working on my organic traffic.
mhm.
Um, and then it was kind of making me lazy of not blogging anymore because I was just throwing money into the advertisements.
Mhm.
And then I also realized that ad conversions, a lead I get from paying for it, doesn't convert as well or pay as much as an organic lead.
Ah, there we are. I wanted to talk about conversions next because a lot of people, yeah, like you kind of said, they paid advertisement is kind of the lazy way, uh, skip the organic stuff, skip talking to people and helping people
Yeah.
directly. Let's just do some paid advertisement, get rich quick, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, but then what's the point if it doesn't convert, right?
Right. And or say for example, I would pay for a lead from Facebook, but they would only spend say $10 on my blog. But if I get somebody from organic traffic, they would spend $19 on my blog.
Yeah. So do you know what metrics do you watch the most? EPC or earnings per subscriber, or what are your metrics or KPIs?
Holly, I just see how much money I make every day.
That's cool. I love it. I love it. Hey, simple is the best, right?
Right. And
Keep
I
it
see it. I
simple.
try to make more money than I did the month before, and then we're
Yeah.
good.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like I said, some people just swear by paid advertisement, just skip
And
all of
it
that.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great for growing quickly, and if you have the money to put into it. But I would not neglect the organic side and actually building that relationship with your readers because that's going to really build a strong foundation for your business.
Yeah.
Where the paid advertising will get you leads quickly, you just have to make sure that you retain them.
Right. Right. So, do you focus more on blogging and content or on your email list and subscriber count?
Golly, both. The one
Okay.
leads into the other.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
create content and I blog and I promote it to grow my email list.
Mm-hmm.
So the more traffic I have to my blog, the more email subscribers I get, and the more email subscribers I get, the more people I put into my funnels that eventually become customers.
So, what would be then? Well, we kind of talked about it in traffic. What's your number one marketing channel now? SEO?
SEO, yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay. That's awesome. All
Thanks,
right.
Eric. And
Yeah.
yours?
Mine, well, that's a different story. I've got too much stuff going on. I'm in the process of focusing and paring everything down, doing less but doing it better.
Yes.
So I've got ebooks and my blog, and between those two, I'm still spread too thin. So one of my secret, well, not my secret,
Yeah,
it's
tell
my
us, please.
it's to publish free books on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
So that's free traffic, and if you do it right, you get a lot of free traffic, and you get subscribers, and then you can always kick in those Amazon ads and get more. And so that's one of them. The other one is SEO, and the other ones. So those are my two main ones, and then the third one is like a grab bag because you know how it is in the beginning when everything works, so you don't know which one
Mhm.
to do, and then you have your favorites, and then but then these others are working, and so why aren't you doing that? And then there you are again, bells and whistles and being distracted. And so
Yeah.
Facebook ads work for me right now. I've got Facebook videos and like down to like 3 cents a click. And so
Wow.
yeah, so that's my thing right now is building Facebook video audiences. And I'm going to test them to see if they work better than an email list, because the interesting thing about a video audience is people cannot unsubscribe.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, there's kind of a way, but nobody knows about it. I mean, not Joe average user, right?
Right.
So so when you think about it like this, instead of sending emails, you send videos, and you would send this exact same video to a video audience that you would to your email list.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm experimenting with right now. And when you think about it, when you're over 10,000 subscribers, all of those email software things cost a lot of money.
They do. They're very
And
expensive.
but the advantage is you don't have to pay every time to send an email. You pay per month, and with video ads, you have to pay every time you run an ad. So yeah, you really got to know your numbers, and you really got to know your EPC and your EPS and lifetime value, all that stuff, to make sure that you're making profit off of it. So
Right.
so that's my thing right now. And but yeah, so you asked me a question.
No,
So
I love it. I
yeah.
definitely can learn so much from you.
Yeah, but I'm still getting the numbers back on it. It's working. I'm building audience like gangbusters, like 3 cents. And so the reason I'm doing that is because my main genre is kids books, and kids
Ooh,
usually don't have emails. So I have to look
right.
for something else, right? And so I'm going to get back to everybody on that. I'm going to write a big fat hairy blog post about that. And
I think that's fantastic.
yeah, I hope so. We'll see the numbers later. Okay. But back to you, number one mom blogger in the world.
Oh, thanks.
What really got my eye lately was your ebooks on your website. Now, this is a really cool is it a funnel? You have an ebook plus a course? How does that work?
Oh yes, yeah. It's so somebody would subscribe to my blog plan. So it's a calendar of kind of what to do in the first year
Yeah,
for your blog.
yeah.
And it's kind of broken down by different categories.
And that, by
So
the
they
way, is how I kind of got a hold of you, and that was one of my favorite printables from you, and we are going to put that in the show notes, and everybody should go get that. I highly recommend that to everybody listening right now. Suzi has the best start a blog plan in the world, and it's a free printable. I'm serious. I printed it out. I'll have to take a picture of it and show you. And
wow.
because I saw a lot of stuff that I already did in it, and so I was totally jibing with it. And oh yeah, and that's right. And then I learned from it too. So really, for beginners, this blog plan is like super good, and it gets you focused, and you really just go step by step. So sorry for interrupting you, but I had to do that. So
No, I love it. Thank you,
yeah,
Eric.
okay. And so they started with that, and then
And then on the thank you page after they sign up, I give them an offer to my ebook
hmm
and with a little video. So kind of what you're doing with video. Video is important. So on
hmm
that thank you page is a little video of me saying thanks for signing for the blog plan. Here's a special offer on my ebook. If they take the ebook, they have again a special offer to my course.
hmm
So the one leads into the other. And it's just a simple funnel from freebie to ebook to course, and it works really well.
Interesting, because the thank you page is probably the most important page of a funnel, and most newbies forget it
Oh,
because in the beginning they don't have stuff to sell, maybe. So is this your favorite funnel?
it is my favorite funnel.
I think 80% of that I already have too, and so yeah, I'm right with you on that one. So you've got the free lead magnet or a printable blog plan, and on the thank you page, you're offering the ebook, but the ebook is only on your blog. It's not on Amazon, correct?
No, it's not on Amazon. Maybe you can teach me how to get it on Amazon,
Oh
Eric.
yeah, well I was going to ask you, why not? Why isn't it on?
No,
Yeah.
nobody's taught me. And
Oh, holy
I've
cow.
always, like you said earlier, like there's so much to do, so many bells and whistles. And then was one of those whistles
Mm-hmm.
that I know somebody's blowing at me, but I
Mm-hmm.
just haven't acted on it. So maybe this is the time for me to do it now that I'm talking to you.
Well, yeah, sure. But first of all, I wanted to ask you, isn't your ebook like $40?
Well, the blog by number ebook that I use in the funnel is 18.
Oh, okay, 18.
I do have some ebooks that go up to $47.
And that is part of the course, or how does that work? The ebook is intrinsic, integrated in the course, or it's just on the thank you page, it's a standalone product, or how was that?
Yeah, so I have multiple ebooks, and the
Mm-hmm.
one that works for the funnel is kind of like a high level of the course.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go through the ebook and do all the things to set up your blog and get traffic to it and make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want kind of that mouse clicking, kind of see how I do it on the
Mm-hmm.
screen, then you get more of the technical help in the course.
And the course is on Teachable.
Yes.
So is this so the ebook is like 2 digits, and then the course is 3 digits or something like that?
Oh no,
No?
I cater to stay-at-home moms, so my course is, well, it's almost 3 digits. It's 97.
Okay, okay, right
It's
on.
almost.
Yeah. I really like Teachable, but they're like $100 a month or something.
They are pricey. But what other solutions are you looking at?
I love Gumroad, but Gumroad, you do not have the online experience like Teachable. So I have
Yeah.
my own blog,
Okay.
a dedicated online course for my course that teaches you how to make an ebook. But I'm just so sick of the website maintenance. So I'm looking at platforms like Teachable, and they're all kind of, Udemy, Teachable, Skillshare, and they're all kind of pricey. And I don't know if I have this rule: don't add costs until you make more money. You know,
Makes sense.
yeah. So I'm really don't want to add that cost. And I do have the dedicated website already, which you can do more, of course, with the dedicated
Right.
website. But
Oh,
it's just
definitely.
so much maintenance. And I'm not that at that level with that I have a team yet. Do you have a team?
Well, it's pretty much just me and my husband, and I
Okay.
have three mommies that work for me, but they help me create content.
That's
So they're not,
awesome.
yeah,
Well,
I like to,
that sounds like a cool team.
it's a fantastic team. So my husband actually creates his own courses on his blog
Yeah.
because he likes to tinker with the technical
Yep.
and have all the tools work together.
Mm.
I, on the other side, I'm just like, just have Teachable handle it and process all my payments.
Mhm.
Um, so I just went the easy route.
Well, that's exactly why I like Gumroad. They are just so
Yeah.
easy, and one of the main reasons I use Gumroad is because they handle all of the taxes, all of the sales
Yeah.
taxes in Europe and America. Does Teachable do that too?
I believe they do. I
Hmm.
believe they do. I think I'm grandfathered into one of their systems that actually does that for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. That's why I don't like. Well, I like PayPal, but I have a lot of European people, and it's a pain to set up the VAT in PayPal, and then U.S. sales tax, and that's something I have to learn. But why when I've got Gumroad or Teachable, right? So
Exactly.
yeah. Okay, so what do you say to people that say they don't have time to start a blog? I mean, I remember one of the first courses I saw. I think you have a free course on Teachable too, and you're nursing your kid, and I had to laugh, of
Yeah.
course, yeah, but like I'm talking to all the readers out there, man. You guys out there, don't make fun of mom blogs. They're the best in the space. They're the best online. They're ripping it up, guys, man. I mean, so anyways, I saw your free Teachable course, and yeah. So what do you say to people that don't they say they don't have the time?
Golly, I mean, I can do my mean mom thing and be like, you just don't want it bad enough.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
But honestly, we can all make time. If you know how much this will change your life by having your own product, your own ebook, your own blog, how much your life can change if you put in a little bit of work. Everybody can wake up a little earlier. I mean, we all kind of sleep in, or we can spend an hour or two at night working on your dream project.
Yeah.
I would, golly, when it was just me and the kids and John was still at work, I would wake up super early before the kids woke up and I would work on my blog.
How
Or I
early?
would 4 or 5.
Oh, geez. Oh, that hurts just to hear it, man.
Yeah.
I am
Uh-huh.
getting better. I've got it before 6 o'clock.
Good, 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 good,
Yeah,
good.
that's a big deal for me, actually. So
It
I'm
is.
sorry I interrupted you again.
No, no, no worries, no worries. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
So waking up early, staying up late, giving up that TV. I know it's hard at night to kind of relax after a hard day, and you just put the kid to bed, and now you just want to take 2 hours for yourself. Um, but that's honestly when I get my work done, is when the kids are in bed
Mhm.
and I can sit in front of my computer and it's quiet. And I get another cup of coffee at 8 o'clock at night and I spend another 2 hours on the blog and working on it.
Does your family support you, or is there some resistance going on there?
My husband supports me fully. I mean,
Awesome.
it's fantastic. And it really does help to have a family that's supportive,
Hmm.
especially when you're just starting and you're not making money yet. And people are thinking that you're just spending time on a website and it's not going to pay off. It's really nice to find that champion, that person that really believes in you. So maybe it's not your spouse, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's your mom, um, maybe it's your brother or sister, but find somebody who believes in you
Hmm.
and just call on them when you're having a down day and you feel like, okay, this is not going to work. Get your champion to help and build you up.
Hmm. That's a good tip. Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
who my champion is. I'll have to find one.
Yeah, because it's so much a mindset thing, Eric.
Yeah.
For to grow something from scratch and from nothing, it takes a lot of effort and
Yeah.
and confidence on your side to be able to make this work.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're at that point yet, but I can't hear the word luck anymore. When I tell people about, making money with a webinar and then they say, oh, you got lucky, and oh man, I just cringe, it has nothing to do with luck.
Yeah, yeah, you're very
So,
right.
what are the most profitable blogging niches? So, somebody's just starting out, what would you recommend?
Golly, so there are four main places where people spend money, right?
Yeah.
They'll spend money on looking better and feeling better. So on their health, they'll spend lots
Okay.
of money on that. They'll spend money on their relationships, how to have a better relationship with their spouse, or how to get a boyfriend or have
Mm-hmm.
a girlfriend, or anything with relationships, how to be a better parent.
Mm-hmm.
People will also spend money on saving time. So that's why tools like Tailwind works, because it saves you time so you don't have to manually pin, or how to get
Interesting.
more time. So people spend money on getting more time. And then lastly, people spend money on making money.
Yeah.
So I spend money on stocks, hoping for a return.
Mm-hmm.
I will spend money to figure out how to save more money. So those four things: health, wealth, relationships, and time. If
Hmm.
you blog about one of those niches, that's something where people spend money so you can make a profitable niche out of it.
Yeah, I don't, I can't even count how many influencers I know, or I'm on their list that started out with a stock picker website or something.
Oh golly, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
make money online by selling, making money online courses. You know,
Yeah, stocks is a hard one. I tried.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I thought I was smarter than the market. Yeah.
That is a rabbit hole, but I'm not going to go down that one right now. So, so tell us about your printables. Are your printables um, is that the first way to make money, or are they always free for lead magnets?
Golly, most of my time, or most of the time, I use my printables as lead magnets.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice to give somebody something for free
Hmm.
before you ask them for money. So
Yeah.
they get to your blog, they get all the amazing free content, then they get a free gift in the form of a printable
Hmm.
or a checklist or so on. And then you start building that relationship through email, through videos, and then you do the ask. Or you can do the ask in the beginning, and
Hmm.
that works. It works well. Um,
Hmm.
but not a lot of people are going to bite in the beginning, right after they sign up for the freebie and then go through the tripwires.
Yeah.
So some people take a little bit longer to warm up, and you build up that relationship with them in that way.
Tripwires. I like that. It sounds so military like, but so you're talking about the email sequence right now, right?
Yes.
So how long, or what do you recommend for an email sequence?
Golly, as long as it takes.
Yeah.
You have to at least email your subscribers once a week.
But number
So
one question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I have funnels where people go and they can click on different things in the emails and they get added to different sequences depending on what their interests are.
Hmm.
But I also have my weekly broadcast on Mondays where I email my entire list.
Hmm. And which software are you using, or provider?
I use ConvertKit.
ConvertKit. Okay, from our buddy Nathan. Oh, I forgot his
Very.
name. Genau, Nathan Barry. Nathan Barry. I took one of his on Gumroad. They had a small product lab, and he was leading it. It was really
Oh,
awesome. I wish they would do that again, but they haven't done it for over a year. But yeah.
that sounds
Okay.
awesome.
So you're using ConvertKit. So when do you ask in the first week? Because you already got them on the thank you page. You offered them something, right?
Hmm.
But that's not the ask in your email sequence. When do you ask in your email sequence for the sell?
I I very lightly ask in my email sequence. I just do it through a PS line
Ah,
where
okay.
I give them again help and I build that relationship. And then just at the bottom, a little PS line like, hey, if you're interested in any of my products, go
Mhm.
here.
And then okay, so that's in the first week, and then you segment from there, or how does it work?
Yeah, yeah. If they click on that PS link, then they get added to a new sequence
Mhm.
where I tell them about my products and then I offer them a discount on the products or some kind of special. But
Nice,
unless
nice.
they click on that link, I don't feel like they're warm enough.
Hmm.
So they'll be on my normal welcome sequence
Hmm.
until they click on the PS link and then they'll put onto the sales
Oh,
sequence.
cool, cool. I like that. That's some
Yeah.
direct response going on there. Yeah. So, Yeah, so some people call this the nurture sequence, so they stay in the nurture sequence forever until they hit that next level. So,
Right.
and okay, so then when do you do the hard sell?
Golly, I don't really. Only when I launch something, I'll do a
Okay.
hard sell, and that might be once, maybe twice a year. I
Okay.
would do a hard sell, but other than that, it's just kind of
hmm
letting the system work.
Okay. So tell us about, are we allowed to talk about it, your first 30K?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, tell us about that. Was it a steady gradual climb or was launches, launches, launches?
It was a steady, gradual climb of just adding a little bit more products, one more ebook to my list, one more course to my list of products.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Golly,
I like
so it
that.
was, yeah,
I
yeah,
prefer organic over launches because,
right.
okay, launches are great, but then you get that spike and then what?
Exactly. My biggest launch was I actually hit 70K
Ooh,
that month.
nice.
But
Tell us about, oh, wait a minute. Tell us about that. Was this a freebie to an ebook, to a course, or how did that work?
no, it was actually a new course that I launched. So
Okay.
I
And how big was your email list at that time?
think around 30,000
Okay. And how did you build them up to 30,000?
through printables.
Oh, awesome. I love it. Loving it. I haven't done that yet though. Okay, how do you build your email list to 30 grand with printables?
Traffic.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
And
so
we got that. Pinterest, and SEO. Okay.
right,
All
right,
right.
right, right.
Thank you.
And it's just doing it consistently
Yeah.
and testing out different printables.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a printable that works really well, but it took me a long time to get to it. It
Mm-hmm.
took me about a year of testing out different freebies and
Mm-hmm.
PDFs until I found the one that converted very well.
Yeah. And by the way, isn't there a block about this in your free blog plan calendar? In,
I believe I have talked about this before. Yes.
it's in the first 1 or 2 weeks, I think, of your free blog plan a year, your yearly calendar, and yeah, it's in there. So okay,
Awesome.
yeah, awesome. So yeah, and so that's nice because that 30K is kind of it's not a spike. It's kind of organic, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So I hit about 30K to 40K per month, depending on if I ran like a small Mother's Day sale
Yeah.
or spring sale or so on. So it hovers between 30 and 40K.
hmm
Um, I've yet to hit my 100K per 1 month. So that's the next goal.
You can't see how many shades of green I'm turning right now because I want everybody to remember that you did this in like what, 2 years?
Yeah, I grew the blog to 10K in 1 year and then
Mhm.
to 30K in 2 years.
So anybody that wants to learn blogging, go to Start a Mom blog, right?
Oh, thanks, Eric. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I'm happy to help them. And
Yep.
I'll also offer free coaching, so I want my students to be
Yeah.
able to do this too.
Yeah, and I just love it because you still hear people saying, "Oh, you can't do that anymore. That was luck." No, it's not luck. I've interviewed so many people. It's not luck. It's just hard work and persistence. And another example of somebody that did it within two years. So okay, so now that we're there, what are some of the biggest myths about blogging?
That it's easy.
Yeah, yeah. That
That
it's
you can do
luck.
it overnight. Yeah, that it's luck.
Yeah,
That you can do it overnight.
yeah.
Um, it's that consistently it's waking up early, staying up late, working on something when you don't see a return yet. I compare it very much to working out, like going
hmm
to the gym every day.
hmm
You're not going to see your six pack the first month. You're not going to see it the first 5 months. It's going to take a while before you see that six pack and those muscles that you want to see. But if you do it consistently, if you do the right things, it's going to grow.
hmm Okay, I'm no comment. I'm not going to talk about my six pack there.
I bet it looks fantastic.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, what was one of the biggest mistakes you made?
Not believing in myself, letting my mindset kind of take over and comparing myself to other people
hmm
and kind of spiraling downwards and kind of finding myself in that negative space. And that would set me back for a week or so, especially in the beginning when I was just starting. I would get so down on myself.
Hmm.
And then I would slowly kind of climb out of that hole and work hard again, and the blog would move forward. But every time I fall into one of those spirals, then the blog kind of stops growing because I'm not feeding it and I'm not working with my readers and helping them.
So what do you call this? You said mindset, but what is it?
I don't know. I don't know what you call it. Just being
Positive. You need
negative.
to have a positive mindset. Are there any people or techniques or methods or books that helped you out of this? What do you do when you get in that negative mindset?
Most of the time, it's just the normal health things. Like I'm not sleeping well, so I'm negative on myself. I compare myself too much to other bloggers that are years ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's not necessary. You have your own audience. You can grow your own thing. And or if I'm not eating right. I know it's just basic things, but those really do have an impact on how well you can flourish in your business. If you're drinking every night or you're not sleeping every night, or like those things do have an impact.
Yeah. So what is the mindset one should have if they're going to be a successful blogger?
What I have a term for this. It was stubbornly optimistic.
Ah, I like it. I like it. Trick question because I didn't put it on our questions sheet. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Stubbornly
No worries.
optimistic. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to have to
Thanks.
put that on mine. Okay, so that's awesome. So what is your favorite funnel or lead magnet combination?
It's just the PDF to an ebook to a course works really
Okay.
well.
All right.
And
Yeah,
if you're
because
just starting out and
yeah.
you don't have the course yet, you can do a PDF to an ebook
Mm-hmm,
to maybe a consulting call
mm-hmm,
or a one-on-one service with you if you
mm-hmm.
don't have a course yet.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen you've been building your product palette out really nicely in your blog. So you have several different ways. That's why I ask you, what's your favorite one? Which one's working best, So
Yeah, so likely.
nice. So uh, you said you have 50,000 students.
Yeah.
That is awesome. All through Teachable, or they all went through your Teachable courses?
Yeah. So 50,000, about 10,000 of those are paid students
Mm-hmm.
that have paid some of my products, and then the rest are in my free courses.
Nice. So I've seen some of their examples and they're making 1 to 10K. Why don't you tell us about some of your students?
Sure. So some of my students blog about crocheting,
Hmm,
and they're making
really?
2 to 3K per month. Yeah, doing a blog on crocheting.
And what are they
Um,
selling?
patterns.
Interesting. Printables?
Yeah, printables, but they're patterns for crocheting.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't even think of that you could make a printable for a crochet pattern.
Right.
You
Right.
see, it can be done, It's amazing. There's like a blog for everyone.
Definitely. So another one of my mommies, she helps people having or to have natural births. So
Hmm.
mommies who are pregnant to have a beautiful birth and not have an epidural. So she has a course on that, and the course is
Epidural, what was that? Sorry.
an epidural
Yeah.
is pain medication that you get so you don't.
You mean the
You're
spinal
not,
tap?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That big needle. Yeah.
Yes.
Oi, oi, oi. Yeah.
Oi, the things moms go through.
Yeah.
Stick a needle in my back.
Oh.
So she helps moms avoid that by having a beautiful natural birth. She has a course that goes for I think $37, so not very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And she on her launch month she made $20,000.
Nice, nice. So you mentioned $37, and one of my favorite, well, he started out blogging too, Matt Stone. He also he stays below the $100 point, um, because so they say that if you can sell a $10 product, you can sell $1,000 product. But I don't know if that's true. There's a lot of resistance going on when you raise the price.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
um, what do you think about pricing? Because I'm terrible at it.
I golly, you kind of have to think of what kind of business do you want to build. Do you want to have 10 students that all pay $1,000?
Hmm.
Or do you want to have 100 students that all pay $100 or $97?
Yeah.
It's easier to sell something that's lower cost, so
Yeah.
your product could could be in a smaller product. If you're charging $1,000, it needs to be very valuable, and people are going to be very kind of hesitant to buy. Golly, for me, I look at my moms, they're stay-at-home moms. I look at my audience. I look at what's the maximum that they can purchase without consulting their spouse. So little thing kind of how I decided on my on my strategy for pricing was John and I have an unspoken rule. It's spoken. We have a spoken rule where if anything is over $50, you have to come consult each other, right? So if I'm going to go buy a pair of jeans that's $55, I have to at least just let him know, is this okay? But if it's 47, it's under the $50 limit, so I can go ahead and buy it.
Now that is a demographic golden nugget.
Yep.
I never thought of that. Interesting. Maybe that's why me and my wife argue so much.
Yeah, so John and I had this rule, and I figured probably other spouses have some type of rule too. Yeah. So I priced my course when I first launched it at $47, and it did really well.
Interesting. Know your market, huh? Know your target, your avatar, whatever.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Any more examples?
You can also go to the stores where your target audience shops. And kind of see what do they spend money on, and what is the median price of a piece of article of clothing or item that they buy there. So I know my mom shopped at Target, and shirts in Target is around $9. Nice jeans at Target are about $25. So I priced my ebook at $18, and I offered it a discount for half that, and the moms love it.
Interesting. That is pretty smart, man. I'm going to learn from you. So, okay, awesome. All right, so we're getting near the end, and my last 2 or 3 questions. So, what books have changed your life?
Golly, Robert Cialdini, Influence.
Oh, is it Cialdini or Cialdini? I don't know how to say his name.
You might be saying it correctly. I might be butchering it.
He's the godfather of persuasion. He's the #1 now. So, yeah. I have his the audiobook and love it.
Yeah, I just told my husband 2 days ago to start listening to the book, and he's like, "Oh, this is fantastic! I can't stop listening." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a really great book."
Yeah, and ever since then, and maybe Scott Adams too, influence and persuasion have been like a big keyword now. Yeah. Any other books?
What was it? Atomic Habits.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Who wrote that?
James Clear, I believe.
Oh yeah, of course. He has the blog. Yeah. And he started blogging too. He started with blogging also.
Yeah, because it helps you build an audience and authority.
Exactly. Atomic Habits. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I thought that I read his blog, so I don't need the book.
No, the book is great.
Yeah. Any others?
That's pretty much it. Yeah,
cool.
It's just
yeah.
I spend a lot of my time actually doing and testing. So
boy, you just said it, right? Stop reading and start doing,
Yeah. Exactly. I get the knowledge, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to go implement this before I get more knowledge and kind of confuse myself. So
yeah,
that's my strategy.
Yeah, well, that's my specialty, is confusing myself and going off on a tangent. Bells and whistles, pop-ups. What's hot right now is chatbots. Messenger. Oh, Jesus Christ! How do you manage it all? I mean, how do you focus?
I X out of all these windows, and I just focus on the one thing that works. I'm very much, I find something that works and I will hammer it until it doesn't work anymore. Where my husband on the other side is just like you. He will tinker with everything.
It's the bane of men. We just love tinkering with things. And
really?
yeah, and I always say
it's a universal thing for men to do that?
Yes, I think so. If you're into psychology, then one of the things they'll say is that women are into people and men are into things. It's like the mechanic versus the nurse thing, and it is biological. It is like what do you call it? A proven fact. It's not controversial at all. It's backed up by so much evidence. It's ridiculous. So
oh
yeah.
My goodness, I need to read that, because that sounds like me and my husband. Wow.
Yeah, well, Jordan Peterson is really burning up the blogosphere now, and he's got just some amazing lectures on that in YouTube for free. And so yeah, so you can just check that out. And yeah, that lot of information there.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So if you had to start over, what's the very first thing you would do?
The very first thing
Yeah.
was just have a functional blog, not worry too much about making it look gorgeous, just
Hmm.
have something that looks clean,
Hmm.
and then create great content and build my email list.
Interesting. That is a great formula. So, but it's not interesting is that it's you start with the blog. You don't start with an audience or a research or a market or whatever. You don't start with webinars. You start with the blog.
Yeah, because the blog is slower growth, but
Mm-hmm.
it just works for my audience and for me. It's we can tinker with it, we can test out new blog posts, and especially for my beginners, they're not comfortable with doing webinars and video right from the bat.
Yep.
But hey, they can write something on a computer. So
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
write something on a computer and create a little pin image and kind of grow slow. And it works for my audience because it's less intrusive on their
Yeah.
life.
Awesome. So, well, maybe it's the same as my next question. So, what's your number one tip for bloggers?
Number one tip is not to give up.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a statistic where after 3 months, most bloggers give up
Hmm.
and they let their blogs die.
Hmm.
So if you can push through 3 months, through
Mm-hmm.
6 months and keep your blog going, like it
Yeah.
needs that time to kind of grow, to be seen by Google, to be seen by other blogs, to kind of
Yeah.
pick up the traffic. So just don't give up.
Awesome. Right on. All right. So, where can we reach you online? Where can we pick up that free blog plan?
Awesome, Eric. You can go to startamomblog.com/start
Mhm.
and you can get the free 12-month blog plan.
That is so cool. That's where I started, and I love it. And are you or what's on the horizons for you? What's next?
Golly, so we're moving on Monday. We're moving to a
Oh,
new city, which is fantastic. We're coming closer, getting closer to my parents. I will be launching, I haven't told anybody this, but
oh,
a small store on my blog. So
cool.
instead of doing just courses and ebooks,
Mhm.
I'm going to create a small store on my blog, and that's my summer goal. So
Nice.
that should launch up in August.
Awesome. You want to tell us any more about the store or just wait?
Just wait.
Okay, okay. That I get it. I get it. I got it. Got it. No, really cool. Okay. Awesome.